You grow hard about what you want to be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flaws, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up, really gon' rise to the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, grow hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Thank you for coming. Good afternoon. I usually don't come this late in the afternoon because we've been following the Kiely Rodni case. There's been a lot of stuff that everybody's, working on, developing, and things of that nature. This is no different. We heard that Kiely was dating someone. Many of you guys know that you guys are here because you want some information on Kiely Rodni. We know that she broke up with Jagger. We know that Adventures with Purpose put out a video of their findings yesterday. So if you're a member, in the description of this video here is the link to that video. If you're not a member, I recommend that you sign up as a member, at least for the month, to watch that video. It was well worth the money. At the beginning of that video, there was a tow truck driver that described an event that happened over in the Boca Reserve area, or reservoir rather, area. He describes this interaction with a couple that seemed odd and strange. When he had explained it, he had told us that it could have been, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, as to, when this could have happened. He wasn't sure. Since then, apparently his girlfriend or wife, I'm not unclear on that, has corroborated that it was Saturday. So it would have been after what many perceive as the date of death for Kiely Rodni, potentially, because we don't know a whole lot of information at this point. Then we start listening to, the Adventures with Purpose. We actually had the executive producer on this channel yesterday, discussing this case, discussing what they found, discussing information. Dolly was on here, as well as Stony Stone. And we had an opportunity to, just really ask them some questions. And Dolly asked some very good questions related directly with this case that provided us more clarity. He was a little more cautious with his words. However, I did want to bring up, there was another interview that had taken place with Jared from Adventures with Purpose on, Zav Girls panel. And he was a little different and wasn't so reserved in his remarks on her panel, such as, he put a lot of stock into the tow truck driver, where it is unclear what that tow truck driver actually said. But the tow truck driver did describe somebody that had the appearance of what we know as Jagger. Let me see if I can find that. And he actually described this particular, there we go. This particular description of Jagger whenever he was describing the gentleman. But there was a blonde girl that he says was with her. And people automatically assumed it was Kiely. But what if it wasn't? We learned from Kate early on in this case that Jagger and Kiely Rodni had broken up. They were really no longer together. And Kiely was seeing somebody else. And the name that started circulating was the name of Nate. Many of us disregarded that name because we thought that, either it was an accident like myself, or that the kids did it and they were talking about Jagger, Mags, and Sammy. But nobody ever really looked into this boyfriend that Kiely was dating named Nate. And because we were so distracted with this whole entire case, we've never bothered looking into who this Nate character is. Law enforcement doesn't tell us a lot in these types of cases, whether it is a missing person case, whether it's a criminal investigation, and they definitely do not tell us anything when it's a homicide investigation. We know that the last press conference that we had, they were they were talking about this as a fatality, a fatal accident, collision type of investigation. But many of you guys have been screaming, even though I have been on a more conservative position in this case because there wasn't a lot of information. Many of you guys have been screaming that there's more going on here. There's more going on here. Yet we're not connecting the dots as to what, we're speculating it's this, we're speculating it's that, but we really don't know what is going on. We just know that she went to a party. She could have been seen the next day, which probably most likely isn't the case, but again, I don't know. She was seeing a new guy by the name of Nate, and her car is in the bottom of a lake with her inside of it. That's basically what we know. We have an idea of a time frame of when things happened, if nothing more, when she arrived and when her phone went off. Who's Nate? Well, Anissa, many of you guys know my mod, Anissa, in here. She, called me up. She had saw some things on Twitter that had her concerned, so she looked into it a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. I want just her, not anybody else. If anybody else comes up here, I'm going to kick you and probably ban you because I'm saying don't come up here. I usually open it up and let you guys know when you guys are coming up here. But Anissa, please grab this link and come on up here. I'm going to just go over just a few things before I bring her from the backstage to the front stage. So we know that the tow truck driver was talking about Jagger. However, some people said it could have potentially or possibly have been this guy by the name of Nate. We saw Jagger and Kate take a film crew. Thank you. Give me just a second, Anissa. I'm going to pull you back. So I'm going to mute you. I'm going to pull you back and then I'll bring you forward. So we heard, sorry, I lost my train of thought here. That Jagger was, that they were split up, that she was seeing a new guy, Nate, but nobody's ever even looked into this Nate character. And as we're going through this, Anissa heard this Nate character's name come back up again. And what we found was next to alarming. And we're going to try our best to connect the dots for everybody here to see that this is very scary. This is very concerning for me and may say a lot. So I don't want to say too much, but let me find a couple of things here. I got to pull that. Okay, I got to pull back. Which one is this one? Oh, and then also, well, we'll go into that a little bit later because there's been some allegations that, obviously Jagger is a little more involved than people would like to, or that would like to say. Where is it? Is it this one? Sorry, guys. I got my stuff lost in the shuffle here. Just give me just a second. Anyways, Anissa, I'm going to go ahead and bring you forward and then unmute you, and you can start saying what led you down this path while I look for some stuff.
Yeah, to be honest, it was Robin actually that found it, and we just started looking a little further into it, and it was quite shocking.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. So let me get back to what I was saying. I do remember before I lost track when you were coming on, is that we saw this camera crew go with Jagger and Kate to Reno and follow them. And many of you guys also stated that you guys thought that was really, really odd behavior because that was the interview that they gave. And actually, I might actually have that interview. Let's look at the interview real quick if I've got it up. Give me just a second. I do have the interview. I remember doing it.
No, nobody has been charged yet in Kiely's murder, if she was murdered, or in her death of any of that sort. Let's just put that out there right now, guys. This is not clickbait. It's just something that we found, okay? Just please be nice in chat, all right? I really respect that.
Okay, go ahead.
About it?
Yeah.
Or do you want to bring it up?
No, I'm still looking for stuff, so I'm just going to let you lead as to what you guys did and everything while I'm getting everything pulled up.
Okay, so it's just kind of like I don't know how to explain it. I'm not good at this like you are.
Okay, so what had happened, let me just go through a rough thing with this. So what had happened is Nate, they were reviewing this stuff and they found a gentleman that was arrested only a few short days after Kiely disappeared. And many of us watch true crime all the time throughout this throughout the YouTube streets. And we know when there's an investigation into cases and people start going to jail, we wonder why, because typically they use that as leverage to get some information out of people. And so now we have this Nate that is associated with Kiely Rodni, is dating Kiely Rodni, actually was seen here when they went to Reno. He was actually with, at least we believe was this confirmed to be him in this photo, Anissa?
It's suggested that it is him, but it has not been confirmed.
So
100%. Some of their
they-
friends have come out and said yes, so that's him. But it seems like everything has just been, of course, wiped clean about this as well. But this is going off of Facebook posts and people that are in the area, and said how ironic it is that what has happened, and how he was apparently there, and leads up to Adventures with Purpose case as well. I mean, his name has been brought up, on several feeds and Twitter and Facebook. So we kind of just started looking into it, and what we found is kind of just like this case that we're reviewing now.
Yeah.
It's quite shocking.
So we believe that this was him with Kate and Jagger that day. What many don't know is the day that they were out looking for them, this particular day, later in the day, he was arrested. This gentleman right here was arrested.
The one on the left-hand side, not Jagger in the middle,
this
or
one.
Kate, but yeah.
That one right there. He was arrested. So let's look at what he was arrested for. Here it goes. There was a Nate that was arrested a week after Kiely was supposedly seen by the roadside assistant. This guy was arrested regarding some fent charges. People are speculating he could be related to Kiely's case. Again, Nate. What does that mean? This means, here's the text message from Kate. Was Kiely seeing a guy called Nate? Do you know? It's important. She says, yes, she was. They kind of dated for a little bit, but broke up. Was he at the party? He was already facing charges. Let me pull this up as well. Where are they? We have this right here. Let me pull this up a little bit further for you guys. Right here. This kid has been charged and is going to court right now for the death of a 15-year-old girl. And he was charged with her overdose. Can you imagine if he had yet another person that OD'd under his watch that maybe he would need to get rid of that? Many of you guys are speculating that somebody pushed that car into the lake. Many are curious as to how she got back into the hatch part of the vehicle. Many of you guys have alleged there was the possibility of an OD. Is that what happened here? We have one person that is connected with Kiely Rodni that was arrested a few short days after she disappeared, and he was arrested for murder, selling narcotics, possession of narcotics, adult with intent to sell a controlled substance, and infliction of great bodily harm. This girl passed away on June 21st, 2022. He did not get arrested until his arrest date was August 10th, 2022. We also talked early on in this case about the possibility of, fent, that rainbow stuff, because we read an article about that rainbow fent being in northern California. I want you guys to watch this video. Give me just a second. I'm going to go ahead and pull this video up for you. I want you to watch this. This is super important. Where is it?
Barely showing his face during his first court appearance via video call, Nathaniel Kabakungan went before a Placer County Superior Court judge to hear the murder and felony drug charges he faces.
These cases highlight those dangers and the importance of knowing the risks of these counterfeit pills and the fentanyl that's available on our streets.
The Placer County District Attorney saying the defendant is responsible for a Roseville 15-year-old's fentanyl-related death. Roseville police say the girl was found dead back on June 21st.
We are in an epidemic, and I mean that in every sense of the word. Fentanyl is everywhere, particularly with our youth. They are dying. It is accessible. It is everywhere.
Rob Hasty of Roseville Joint Union High School District agrees.
Working in schools, I see how it impacts families that we work with, how it impacts the kids on our campus that it's their best friend whose life was taken.
In his role, Hasty oversees safety among students and staff district-wide, and he's witnessed how fentanyl has taken a dramatic toll in the community.
We like to think that our community is, sheltered and protected from this stuff, but unfortunately we're not.
According to the CDC, fentanyl is now the #1 cause of death among 18 to 45-year-olds in the United States. The DA's office says in 2020, 24 Placer County residents died from fentanyl poisoning, and nearly half of them were under 25, marking a 700% increase over 2019 numbers.
I don't know that a lot of families really understand just how potent fentanyl is, and if a small amount gets into any pill that somebody would ingest, it has the potential to be lethal.
Community leaders like Hasty hoping their awareness-raising efforts reach families region-wide.
It's not a scare tactic or intended to scare anybody. It's about educating and saying, be safe, be smart, because we value your life. You're a part of our community, and we value you.
The Roseville teenager's death, a tragic reminder of one such valued life, now gone.
We've seen a number of these cases, as with all of them. The victim's family is devastated.
Melanie Wingo, KCRA 3 News.
The Placer County DA says that Nathaniel Kabakungan is set to be back in court next week to enter a plea. In the meantime, he's in jail being held without bail.
So there you guys go. I mean, this stuff is starting to, connect the dots. So he was most likely out there. We've never looked into, nor have we dived into Nate. We know that Kiely was dating Nate. Nate is now in jail because, and mind you, he's 20 years old. He's a 20-year-old gentleman that is right now in jail for the OD death of a 15-year-old girl. What else did you guys find, Anissa?
I don't have my paperwork in front of me, and it's on my text messaging with you. Sorry. I can't use my phone.
Okay. Let's see what this is. I think this was it.
Work side by side with the people of PG&E to rebuild your hometown utility from the underground up.
I think this.
To learn more, visit pge.com/undergrounding.
The thing of it is yes, he was out.
Hold on.
Disease, and they have a special production to bring attention
Hold on just a second. Let me get this up. I want the
to this very issue.
So here to talk to us now about this show and the importance of putting it on
no,
is
it's not it. Never mind.
She is the director
Go ahead
of
and go.
Davis's Health Equity Resources and Outreach Program. Thanks for joining us today.
Anissa?
Yeah, the thing about it is that he
unusual
was out of.
like this to get a
Sorry,
message out?
it's taking forever to drop down. Go ahead.
You're fine. The thing about it is he was out of jail, guys, when this party took place.
Yeah.
You know,
He was out of jail. He dated Kiely. He's in jail for an overdose right now. And the way I'm kind of looking at it is if he was there and sold her these drugs, and he did, and she did end up having an OD out there, you know, somebody throwing her in the back of the truck, rolling the windows down, busting one window out, and just driving her into the lake is a good way to cover that up. Especially when you already have one dead body on your hands, you don't want another one.
So it's pretty sad, you know. Everybody wants to speculate and they want to say, oh, it can't be, but this is pretty damning stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It really is, especially when it's the same age group, same type of situation.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to restore this window. I don't know what happened to that video that I was watching.
Allegedly, okay, guys, allegedly. We're just trying to bring you
Here
guys
it is. Hold on.
what we're finding.
Here it is. Here it is. Is this it? I think. Oh, that's the one I already took. I already did a video on. Go ahead.
But no, that's all. I mean, go ahead.
And here's what he's been charged with. I want to go ahead and bring this up as well. This is what he's already been charged with, guys. So here's count 1. On June 19, 2022, in the county of Placer, the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code 187A, a felony, was committed by Nathaniel Evan, I'm going to probably butcher his name, but I'm going to try, Kungan, who did unlawfully and with malice after, the murder of Jules, and they didn't give her full name because, again, she is a minor, and this is a 15-year-old girl that had just lost her life because of it was apparently Nate sold the 15-year-old girl some fake pills and she died of a fentanyl overdose. The report that Placer County has an epidemic of fent overdoses, etc. Could this have been what happened to Kiely? Maybe he didn't want to have more trouble. This also is bothering me because we also questioned Jagger's statement, his last statement to Kiely. Remember that, where he said, "Don't do anything stupid." And it's making me, and we learned that Kiely's friendship with Sammy is based upon this party lifestyle, that they were associated from going to parties. And I'm wondering if Kiely was exhibiting some, dependency issues. What are your thoughts, Anissa?
I don't know about the dependency issue. I just think that it's the same type of situation, the same type of party. Apparently, Sammy said she wanted to get effed up.
Uh-huh.
You guys all have heard it on the news. This is becoming huge down in California, huge epidemic. So it's allegedly, this is going along with the same scenario at this party. If it was an overdose, if they did take something that, she didn't need to take.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, everything's changing.
Why she was in the hatch of the car? Why was there a window rolled down halfway? Why was the passenger window broken out? It wasn't rolled down; it was busted out. Was somebody in that car and kicked their way out, or did somebody take a rock and throw it in as the car was rolling into the water? But something's not easy. And how often do we have a dead person and somebody very close to that dead person being in jail for murder?
I mean, again, he was out, was not actually arrested, and he's still currently.
Let me just be clear to everybody. He did not get arrested until August 10th. So he could have very well been, he's got the dark hair. He was seen wearing a dark hat that day with Kate and Jagger. So he could have been mistaken for that guy that was down there, and everybody keeps saying, and I want to bring that video up from Adventures with Purpose, the interview that Zav girl gave with Adventures with Purpose. I want to bring that up right now as well, because I want to hear what he says. What does that the tow truck driver say that gets him to think? But he explains it a little better. I don't think they think that it was Kiely with him that day, or the day that the tow truck. It doesn't sound like, when I watched it, I didn't watch it a second time, and I could be wrong. We're going to watch it here together. But it seems to me that he thought it was somebody else, that it was somebody like Kate, Mags, or even Sammy. I don't know if they actually thought that when that tow truck driver was describing it, other than him saying that he thought it was Kiely. And I've got the video of them going to Reno as well. And that video to Reno was pretty weird because she turns her head just right. And you almost think that it is a, excuse me, you almost think it's a, that she looks like Kiely the way she turned her head, but I've gotta find that video. I can't remember what I have on here, but I think it was that video that I just closed out. Hold on a second. No, it's not.
We have a unscrupulous competitor that actually.
Where is that coming from now? Oh, geez.
Own a restaurant?
Sorry.
You need insurance.
These things all make things. So here's his charges right now. He just went through the, you're not even up yet. He just went through the arraignment process for that. But if you guys want to see what he's charged with, there you go. It even breaks it down here that allegations, circumstances, and aggravated. So I don't know what it means, but it says upper prison term. So I think those are meaning aggravated circumstances, so he can get more time. So he's got murder, adult sale of a controlled substance to a minor. There's a difference between the minor and him of more than 4 years. Narcotics controlled. So this is a guy, like I said, that was dating Kiely Rodni and has apparently in jail for murder right now. And I want you guys to see a couple things. Let me pop through here just real quick because there are some more stuff that I need to show you. And one is related to, I thought I had these things recorded, but maybe I didn't. Person of interest. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I've got it. Sorry, guys. I'm trying not to show your stuff, but that's why I don't like censure. Here we go.
Feels that she's safe. So that's why we came here today, because I wanted to look around for myself.
And that was it right there. When she looks down, she could almost pass as Kiely Rodni. Let's just look at that again.
Safe. So that's why we came here today, because I wanted to look
right there. When she looked down, you know, she could very well be mistaken for Kiely Rodni, in my opinion. And my other thing is the tow truck driver came out and was talking about this case after all these kids were plastered across the screen. Is this a case of mistaken identity with this tow truck driver? I find it awfully odd that we have Kiely's boyfriend / ex-boyfriend, Nate, in jail for murder. I just do. What say you, Anissa?
Well, I can't say for sure that that is the actual boyfriend. I mean, from what we've gathered, yes. But it's not 100% set in stone. I just want to state that. But yeah, that's what I think completely. Because it doesn't make sense that Kiely would be there. You guys, it doesn't make sense at all. You know, all of us have went from so many different things, saying this and saying that, and then Adventures with Purpose came on and changed the whole narrative for it all.
Right.
You know, they're going to be bringing out a couple more videos. We're just trying to tell you guys that, look, you know, this is the same type of situation. A young girl lost her life as well for almost the same type of thing. We don't know if it was, you know, alcohol, if it was actual pills, but it's kind of odd and suspicious that if this is all tied together, it's not looking good at all.
And I find it awfully odd that the how soon, because this kid was never charged with anything related to this girl, and it's like Kiely disappears and boom, he's charged 3 days later. And I'm wondering if law enforcement believed, you know, maybe his name came up in their investigation out there, and maybe believe that she may be very well responsible for another person. Because the second time, I would think that if he knew he was, you know, he was breathing down the charge of a 15-year-old, because there's no way that he wouldn't have known that something was coming. And so if she would have taken some of his, you know, his drugs and had an OD, would that be the reason why she is in the bottom of a lake?
Then the other thing is in that actual news clip that for some reason cannot be found anywhere except for this certain section of it. But you can find the picture of those 3 people together.
Yeah.
They specifically say these 2 people right here on the screen, their names, and a friend.
Yeah.
Why don't you want to mention that friend?
Yeah, the friend wasn't in any article, didn't list their name. And the only reason why they wouldn't have listed the name is if the person didn't want to talk to them or provide them their name.
And that's what caught my attention big time.
Yeah.
So guys, again, this is not 100%. It's very, very suspect.
Yes, Tammy,
very sad.
He is arrested and he's not going to be getting out on bond. He's in jail right now.
But he was out during that party.
But he was out during that party. He didn't get arrested. Here's the paperwork. And actually, I downloaded the paperwork. I saved it. Hold on. Let me pull the paperwork up so everybody can see it. Give me just a second.
It was the same Wednesday that this right here, this whole clip was taken in the morning time.
Yeah. There it is. Oops. Is that on the screen? Yeah, there we go. So this right here shows that he was in custody placed in custody on, sorry, it's not letting me move it for whatever reason. On August, Lord have mercy, I'm not good with Mac computers, guys. But on August 10th at 11:34 p.m., so it was not even quite midnight. It was almost midnight on August 10th when he was arrested for this, which was about 4 days after Kiely disappeared. And his name again is Nathan Evan Kabacungan. Cabacungan. Nathaniel Evans. But nobody's been looking into the boyfriend Nate. And when we look into the Nate character, he's in jail for murder and got arrested several days after Kiely disappeared. And before her car was found sunken at the bottom of a lake with windows busted out. And her in the hatch of her vehicle. Anyways, guys, I just posted a link above. If you guys would like to let me know how you're feeling about this, what you think about this. If you have any questions, Anissa did a lot of research on this. She can help answer any questions you have related to it. Is this Mag's boyfriend? No, I think Ross is Mag's boyfriend. It is confirmed that the boy is this Nate. Is it confirmed that this boy is this Nate? How did you guys locate Nate?
It was through Twitter and Facebook, and just looked up the name that they gave us.
Yeah.
That Sammy and
so it sounds like people in this area have been bringing this guy to the attention of some obviously somebody's been sourcing this to people on Twitter, either posting it about his arrest and the connection between Kiely. We've got Kate acknowledging that Nate is, that Kiely dated Nate. However, they recently had broken up. It seems to me like even if you break up with your boyfriend, you're still kind of friends, because she was still friends with Jagger. She was still friends, I would presume with Nate, especially if he was possibly one of the dealers out there at that party.
And that's correct. If the toxicology report comes back, that may be a key factor. Back to the one that if this gentleman or if this kid that was in the picture with all 3 of them is underage, I wouldn't expect them to put his face out there to be seen.
Yeah.
So
Nate, just for clarification, is not 15 years old. Nate is a 20-year-old man.
But they're saying if this isn't if Nate is a 15-year-old, which I don't even know if Mag's boyfriend would have been 15. Mm-hmm. There's nothing out there. If you guys can find it, please, email Betty. I mean, please do. We're not saying it's completely, this is set in stone. It's a done deal. We're just saying what we found on Twitter and Facebook and how people that say that they are from there and other people are agreeing on it throughout this name. So
Yeah.
me and Robin went and just, researched it. And by golly, it pops up with fentanyl charges, murder, was arrested on Wednesday the 10th, and the party was a couple days before that.
And
How
I want
convenient.
you to take note of the age of the victim. The age of the victim in this case is 15 years old. Kiely was 16 years old.
So, hey guys, help us research it. If you know, something that we don't, please email it.
Mm-hmm.
We're all trying to find the same thing here, guys. We all want justice, okay? And happy birthday to Kiely. It breaks all of our hearts. We're not trying to say anything, wrong on here. We're just trying to bring y'all some stuff that we found. And the fact is there a gentleman that is now in prison for murder due to an overdose of a 15-year-old girl that was out at the time of that party.
Yeah, and
That's all we're saying.
And this community is small, and I would presume we need to find out if there's any photos. This would be a good thing for everybody in here. Start looking at photos for Nate, because we need to find out. I guarantee this man was at that party. There is a reason why he got arrested 4 short days after Kiely went missing.
Betty, Prosser Reservoir is in Nevada County.
What?
What Justice is saying.
Oh, Betty, Prosser Reservoir is in Nevada County. Yes, I know. But she's with Placer. People came from literally all over to this party. We have people from Reno, Nevada that attended this party. Why do we have a person that's from Placer County? Placer County is now granted, Nevada County is taking a lead role. So is the state patrolman, the state, highway patrol, as well as Placer County. That's my understanding. Is that correct?
I believe so. Like I said, I can't get to my notes on my phone. I'm not able to with me being on StreamYard. But yeah, that's the only thing we're trying to bring you guys. If you find something different, again, please research it. Help us all out.
Yeah,
help the family.
Send it to me. bullhornbuddy@gmail.com. We will go live with it. We will bring it up. There's a lot of information that I've got here. Here it is. Google. Here's one of the statements right here. Nathaniel Kabakungan from Placer County. Also see Fox 40 interview with Jagger and Kate and friend in Reno. Adventures with Purpose has the interview with the roadside assistant dude describing what could either be Jagger or Nathaniel and a girl who looked like Kiely but was probably Kate. So here's some more information dovetailing it right back into why this guy is a good person to be looking at right now, especially with one body on his hand. We know, or on his hands. We know that Kiely was really messed up. She was barely able to walk or talk. She was completely out of it. We know that she is in the back hatch of her car when her car is found. We know that windows are busted out. People have been screaming since the beginning of this case that the kids are involved and that there's something suspicious. What is stopping her from ODing? Somebody putting her in the back of her truck, busting out the window, and sinking her truck to hide it. I have no idea.
And if you look at that picture on that news post, and guys, I've looked everywhere. If you can find that actual clip, then again, email it to bullhornbetty, at gmail.com. But he has the same type of hair. He's wearing the same type of hat.
Yep.
And it's amazing that he shaved his head in this one, and he's hiding his face.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't want anybody seeing his face. at all. So here's let's see what this has to say.
It's not because it's not his company. It wasn't his. He doesn't own the truck. It's now in the database cloud somewhere. But everybody is aware of that, and the law enforcement is following up on that. So we do not have it. He does not have it. But what I
need a warrant.
What I can say and touch on this is that, and this will be in our full release unedited interview if it goes this direction. But let me just say it here: is that Nick thought that this was so odd that once he was done with the call, he pulled down the road, pulled over, called his girlfriend, and he told her what had happened. So this is where we now have her story, and she was there as well. That you didn't see her on camera at that moment in time, but we do have her on camera as well. That she collaborates his story as to he was there and how odd this was. And she remembers the day because it was her dad's birthday, so she does not forget that it was Saturday.
Oh my God.
So there's that. So we don't know if it was him or if it was this other guy, Nate, with that girl. Because Kate, on this particular day, the day that Nate got arrested, it was Nate, Jagger, and Kate looking for her with Fox 40 in Reno. Yes, Miss Meadows, the plot does thicken. It does thicken. There is stuff out here, and we're trying to make heads or tails of all the information that we get. And here's one here. It's got a screenshot. The comment was removed, and it says, and this was to Jagger, you're missing a witness, LOL. You don't get away without consequences for what you did. You AR'd and killed Kiely. Even though people are covering for you, there is one that isn't, man. A lot of people are going to prison because of you. Ellie isn't allowed to protect their kids by covering this up. Who did you pay to store Kiely's car before dumping it? I'm really not asking. I already know. Revenge is the act of a weak ass coward. So, there's a lot of a lot of stuff being thrown related to these cases and to these boys. But Nate, we've heard the name Nate come up early on, but nobody looked into him. Nobody dug into who Nate was. And here we go. Here's Nate. So let me see what else I've got. I got more stuff in here. And we've already watched the executive. So Nate is out searching with Jagger and Kate. It appears that that is the case. It appears that that is the case. Now, Miss Robin, do you want to come up here? Do you have anything to add to this? Or Justice? Grab the link. Here's the link. What are your thoughts? Vanessa?
Like I said, somebody's in, the chat saying, so was he out on bail? Yeah, he was out on bond.
I don't know if he was out on bond because this is saying his booking date and time was August 10th at 11:34 p.m. So he wouldn't have been charged with this. And I've got his record pulled up too. Hold on, let me pull this back.
I thought it did say he was out.
Yeah, he's just recently charged. I looked at his docket just a little bit. Hold on, let me pull this back so people aren't seeing me in case I accidentally put something up that shouldn't be up. You can keep going.
I just don't have nothing to read off. But yeah, I mean, it's just, if we're trying to look at who these people were, if it wasn't Kiely that day, because it could be, it can't be. It could and can't. It's just, it depends. So that's why I said we looked into this. If you guys want to come up here and, discuss it with us, please do. We're open to everybody's help. Yeah. The more eyes on it, the more people can look and find out stuff, the better this case will be.
And then I've got some more. Where's this case? Oh, here it is. I found it. So it appears that nothing really, this case didn't really start until August 12th. So he was he wasn't. It doesn't appear that he was arrested prior to this for this charge. It looks like he didn't get arrested for this charge until the 10th, and they started uploading paperwork, and his arraignment was 2 days later, on the 20th, where his bail was denied.
Okay.
So no, he was not arrested. He was not out on bail during this party. He was not out on bail at all. He had never even been arrested for this murder yet.
Okay.
But I have to think that he had to have been questioned, that he had to have known that something wasn't right. He probably was expecting charges coming any day. I'm sure he wasn't, caught off guard with these charges.
And Caker Death is mentioning another Nate's name. I didn't catch it in time, but if she would like, or that person would like to come up here and state if that is the correct Nate, please do. I mean, the more information that we can have, the better.
Yeah, because this is the Nate that we're being directed to look into right here. Hello. Okay, so let's see. Yes, recap is some arrested. So there is a gentleman arrested. It's not in connection with Kiely Rodni. However, it is connected with another 15-year-old girl. A 15-year-old girl. He's 20 years old. Gave her a few bad pills. Apparently, they had fentanyl. They were laced with fentanyl, and she died she had an OD episode and died. And they arrested him 4 days after Kiely went missing. This was not broadcast. This was very hush-hush. This was very under the radar. And people that are closer to this case than I have been screaming bloody murder on Twitter to look into this guy. And this guy's from Placer County. Kiely's from Placer County. His name's Nate. Kiely's name's Nate. People are saying that they're connected. This is the connection. Perhaps the title of the stream. Well, Carrie, if you don't like, it's not changing. So perhaps nothing. But it was announced at a presser. But it was announced at a presser. What was announced at a presser? Do you know that, Anissa?
I'm assuming about the situation. I don't know.
Would you like to come up? I don't have to put you up on screen. I'd like to get some more information on that. It was on Placer Sheriff's page. Yeah, the page is one thing, but broadcasting it is another. This has been very, very quiet. I mean, one post on Placer County Facebook page when you have a missing girl, that's not good enough. They should have brought him forward and explained that this is going on. Plus, we're also finding out through that news organization that this particular county has a bad problem. We were none the wiser, but apparently this Placer County has a very, very bad problem with this drug in their community.
Justin, the age would be 20 of that gentleman we're talking about.
Yeah, 20 years old. He's obviously hangs out with younger kids.
Can you look up that last name in the chat for me? I hate to keep, doxing people.
I don't, you're not.
Here, I'm going to put it in back chat. Hold on.
Yeah, he's 20. I still think Sammy has something to do with it. She might have helped him. I mean, something happened. We just let me ask you this. We have 1,200. By the way, we have over 1,200 people in this chat. Please go out there and like this this segment. But wait. Okay, hold on. Let me look that up real quick. Pull this back. Okay, so. If that's right, there's nothing in here about him at all. I don't know where that name came from. Can somebody in chat tell me where they got that name from? That Nate person? Telaf? Because there's literally nothing for this person in here, especially nothing connected with Kiely Rodni. Nothing. Where did that name come from?
The people are saying,
oh, you spelled it wrong. That's why.
Oh, I can barely see it from where I'm at. Thank you, guys. I apologize about the spelling. Come on, let's be a little nice in chat, y'all. Okay, we're all here for the same reason.
I can't find his name. Who had his name spelled? Let me see where. Let me go back up here. I don't know what Nate you guys are referring to. That's the first time I've heard that name, and I'm trying to.
They're saying that might be the actual person's name instead of this other Nate that we're looking into.
Oh, well, where did that name come from?
I don't know. It's just showing up in chat. And then there's also a Nathan Hurst. So come on, guys. I mean, seriously, there's tons of Nates and Nathans. But if anybody knows the actual boyfriend's name, then we would gladly look it up. We're just telling you something that is related to this case. That's all. And it looks very suspicious that it's the same type of situation, same age range, you know.
Same location. I mean, it's Placer County. The people that have been involved in this case has been the Highway Patrol, the State Highway Patrol, Placer County, and Nevada County. Those are the lead agent. I don't know who the lead agency is. I believe it'd be Placer County because Prosper is, or not Placer, Nevada County, because Prosser's in Nevada County as opposed to Placer. But she's from Placer County. And that's why they're involved, because they didn't know where she disappeared. Now, Nevada County will be the lead because they found her in their county jurisdiction. That was how my understanding was. So, anyways, guys, there's the information. There's a new name, Nathan Kabakungan. And definitely a person that I would be looking at. It's a person in the right age group. It's a person that has already killed that in many of, like you guys said, you guys thought she had an OD. It is very possible that she did. And it's very possible that somebody tried to hide that. And it's very possible that it's this Nate.
That is correct, Bex. Yes. That's what we're saying. We found a bunch of information that everybody's throwing this Nate that we're discussing out there with that same last name. Now, if you'll look in our back chat as well, somebody else spelled it like this.
Start researching in Twitter. Type his name in. His name is spelled Cabakungan. Kabakungan. Kabakungan. That is a mouthful. That is a mouthful right there. So I think that's about it for me. Do you have any final words?
No, ma'am. That's about it.
All right, guys. I'll see you guys first thing in the morning for Coffee Club, and we will dive into this a little more. I just wanted to release this because it is something that is coming up. It is something that we need to discuss. We really need to look into this, Nate. This is hitting all the right hallmarks of what many of you guys have been sending to me in chat, sending me by email, asking me to look into. There is a connection here. And there is also another dead young teenager here. And again, this gentleman here was arrested 4 short days after Kiely disappeared. So I think this is very, very important. I think this, I don't know. What does this mean right now? I really don't know at this point. But I have a funny feeling that there's something with this Nate. So for all those people out there that want to start sleuthing, sleuth away. And if you guys have any information that can be beneficial, that could help provide some more clarity for people, please send it to bullhornbetty@gmail.com. Again, bullhornbetty@gmail.com. Have a great evening, folks, and don't forget to be fearless.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.